Hello, and thank you for joining Urban Disrupt, your address for social innovation. Today, we are happy to have Uri Mishol with us, owner and founder of the Games for Peace project. Hi, Uri, and thank you for joining us.
Hi, glad to be here.
Tell me briefly about Games for Peace.
So Games for Peace is about building trust and creating a dialogue between Jewish and Arab children, and also children in conflict zones worldwide, using video games.
And you run a successful high-tech company. Where did the idea of the Games for Peace come from?
I think the idea really came from looking at my two boys, which, in Israel there's a separate education system, culture, language, religion between Jews and Arabs. So looking at them, and they typically play a lot of video games as well, I was thinking that unless something changes, they will probably go on living their lives without having a significant positive interaction with an Arab counterpart of their age. And this was something which is absurd in a country which is really mixed. And it seemed to me that video games is such a natural platform for creating this sort of experience, because kids are attracted to it anyhow. They're online. And that's how the idea of Games for Peace started.
Your first Play for Peace weekend was done in collaboration with the Peace Factory. Tell me about this experience.
Right, so our first project, and this was in collaboration with Ronnie Edry's Peace Factory, was to use the game Minecraft, which, if you don't know, is the most popular computer game in history. And it allows kids to play together and chat and basically build things together. And what we did in that event was use Facebook to invite Minecraft players from countries across the Middle East to join together from their computers in their homes and build a virtual peace village in the Middle East. And it was very, very interesting, the process behind that, because we had the date set and we had some budget, but we really had no idea how many actual human beings would come and join the event. And the date came and the hour of the event started, and we were sitting looking at this virtual landscape which we created, and a few minutes into the game, dozens of players started pouring in and chatting together and interacting. And these were people from Israel and from Palestine and from Saudi Arabia and Jordan and Lebanon, and they were building all these things together, and they were having dialogues like, where are you from? I'm from Amman. And where are you from? I'm from Tel Aviv. And then they were just carrying on with these quite superficial talks about what to build and what to do, but going more deeply into that, they were having their first significant positive interaction with someone from the other side. And most of these kids don't have the opportunity to do that. And that was something which for me was really inspiring in that event.
And what did you learn personally from this weekend?
It was a really inspirational moment for me. I think to see, first of all, it was a realization of something that was only in our heads so far. But it's really validated the idea that online spaces and online games are such a great space for just bringing people together to have fun. Even it's very basic fun, building things together and chatting, but the strength of the platform to completely erase political divides and geographical boundaries between these children, that was very powerful for me.
And why Minecraft? There's so many games out there. So why Minecraft?
So I think Minecraft is a great game, but Games for Peace is about using the most popular computer games, which right now work and are about interaction and multiplayer experience. And we'll always be using these most popular games. One of the principles we decided on when we started Games for Peace is that we're not going to develop our own games, because there's, as you said, millions of games out there, and we don't want to add this huge potential challenge by competing with these games. We will always be using the games which are already popular, which kids already want to play after they get back from school, and we'll be building our events and programs around these games.
What are some of the other programs that you run besides the Minecraft?
Right, so one of the programs that we're probably most excited about is a program called Play to Talk. And in Israel, there's a separate education system for Jews and Arabs. And what we do is we pair two schools, one Jewish and one Arab in Israel. And the school children from these two schools sit in their school's computer room each week at the same day and the same hour, and they play Minecraft together. So they meet in a virtual world. And they don't play one school against the other, but they're divided into two teams. There's the blue team and the red team, and there's a competition going on between the two teams, with each team having to collaborate and talk between one another in order to win the challenges. And what we did in this particular program is connect Minecraft's chat system with Google Translate. So whenever someone from one school says something, the children from the other class actually see the automatic translation in their native tongue. After 2 months, the children actually meet face to face, and that's where they see the faces behind the virtual characters which they interacted with for the past 2 months. So, and these are really great events to take part in. I think it's always interesting to look at the faces and the curiosity behind who's really behind that virtual person I interacted with the past 2 months. Is it a boy? Is it a girl? Tall, short? So it's a lot of fun.
Fascinating. Do you think that there is a change in the kids' perspective on the other?
I think so. We get a lot of really positive feedback from the children. I mean, they tell us that it's been eye-opening to go through this sort of experience with kids from the other side. And I say other side, but sometimes these schools only are only 15 minutes apart from each other, and yet they are completely apart.
Looking forward, what are some of the short-term goals and the long-term goals?
So one thing I'm very excited about is, and it's actually happening and is planned for next year in our school program, is to make the jump from just attitude change to actual behavior change. And by the end of the 2-month program, which is already running, and after the face-to-face encounter, what we're planning to do with our school program is to give children the alternative for taking an end-of-year exam in history or geography or one of the school subjects, and instead work with a team from the other school to build a Minecraft model around that subject and hand out a school paper in Hebrew and Arabic around that and get school credit. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. And in the broader sense, I imagine a virtual landscape, a game territory that tens of thousands of children from across the Middle East log into and chat and interact in a positive way. I think that's sort of a vision that I deeply relate to. I think there's no reason why such a program shouldn't be running in other conflict zones in the world, and come to think of it, everywhere. We are all touched by stereotypical ways of thinking, and this is a great way to work with that.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Uri, for joining us today, and thank you for joining on Urban Disrupt, your address for social innovation. See you next time.